Hey there, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the Torgo Entertainment YouTube channel. Welcome back to another gig log. Torgo here. Welcome back to another wedding.
Sorry, pal. All that talking, I must have lost concentration somewhere. Lollipop?
Get it out of your system. It's gonna stay like this, okay? Cool. I apologize for the weird angle. I'm actually headed out the door right now for this wedding. There's so much setup I need to do for this wedding by myself. So I didn't feel like getting all the lighting set up. You can see my couches right there. That's where I usually do everything. But really quickly, today we are DJing the wedding of Dan and Kristin. This wedding takes place at the barn at Hill Spring Farm in Addison, New York. Let's go to the map and check out where that is. We're looking at about a 30-minute drive. I am extremely well accustomed with this venue. And I realize you haven't seen it on this channel before. Back before I started filming these things, I used to do a ton of weddings there. And you know how wedding venues come and go. Sometimes you're at someplace a whole bunch, sometimes you're not. It's entirely at the mercy of the clients. So I haven't been there in about 2 years, but we're back. I like playing there quite a bit. The load-in is really nice, and you're gonna see, and this is why I have to bring so much stuff, we're gonna be straddling the entrance of the barn. So we're having 2 speakers in front and 2 speakers in back. And behind me is going to be where the ceremony takes place. So I'm gonna establish like this in the round kind of setup, where behind me we will have everything going for the ceremony, and in front of me will be the reception. They also wanted uplighting at this wedding, so I'm bringing a bunch of uplighting to light up the barn. I think 11 units is what they decided on. I ended up booking this wedding purely from word of mouth. You may recall Jonathan and Chloe's wedding from last year that I had in Rome, Pennsylvania. Here's a little bit of footage from that. This wedding turned out extremely well. Now, Dan and Kristin today were not actually at that wedding, but they know Jonathan and Chloe, and they looked for a reference for their wedding, and they referred me. So, hey, thanks, YouTube. Now, I've been to this place a bunch of times, but I've never actually done uplighting in it. As you can see, it's a barn. The last time I was here was actually the Addison Prom in 2018. That's the last event I had there. You may recall, if I had mentioned it, I had like a cell phone video up on this channel at some point. The roof was leaking, so hopefully that doesn't happen today. It's actually pretty chilly. It's only supposed to be a high of 60, and a good chunk of the affair is outside today. Super! And of course, we are still in the middle of a pandemic, so I will be doing all the masks and the sanitation and all of that good stuff. Unfortunately, we're going past the limit again, but there's nothing I can do about it. I just gotta take care of myself and my equipment, and that's all I can do. You're not the police. You're not supposed to take care of everybody else. That's on them. You can only have so much responsibility. But I hope you're ready for this one. Again, I apologize for the weird angle. You're gonna see some new uplights. You're gonna see some new Chauvet Wash FX lights. I got a bunch of new stuff, and I didn't have a chance to film any stuff for it because I'm actually in the process of buying a house right now. So you're gonna see a bunch of crazy new stuff over the next couple months, hopefully, on this channel, especially because in the next 3 weeks, I have 3 more weddings on top of this one. It's about to get crazy, but that's how I like it. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go.
If you didn't know what in the round meant, this is what it means. So I have speakers facing the front and the back. Here we have the actual inside of the barn. You can see some of the uplighting that I put up. It's on the ADJ preset number 14, kind of a sage color, because Dan and Kristin's colors are burgundy and sage. Burgundy uplighting obviously doesn't work, especially with the wood paneling they have in here, so I went with the green. It's a careful green. It's more of a seafoam green than it appears on camera. Here we have the Dragon frontboard facade, my glow totems with the ADJ Element Hex Pars underneath, my good old Pocket Pros from ADJ, my QSC 10.2 speakers, the new Chauvet Wash FX2. They're not that new, but they're new to me. I've never used them before, and they look pretty good. The ADJ Power Bar Link with all the power, because as always, I like having power not on the ground when I can avoid it. Speakers with the scrim, more lighting underneath. My Manfrotto tripod, you never see this, but it helps keep the footage sturdy, unlike right now. There we have my good old anti-fatigue mat. and trash can. We have a toolbox, the ADJ UB9 hex bars lighting up the facade. I like the 9s more on this better, it just fits better, honestly. And we have my tablet, my Samsung tablet running my DMX Go, the Pioneer DDJ SX2 controller. And here we have my Samsung Odyssey notebook running Virtual DJ, cell phone, trackball mouse, Audio-Technica MX50 headphones, microphone covers for toasts, the actual transceiver for my DMX Go. On the other side, on the other table, we have some foam sticks in case we end up using those. We have the ADJ UB12 hex bars lighting up the Grundorf tabletop facade. We have my microphone rack with the Shure ULX-D receivers in there. My radio mixer. My RCF 708A speakers on top of my EVZXA1 subwoofers. My Chauvet Wash FX1 lights. We have the pneumatic stands over here. I don't use those very often on camera. But that's what I have, because right behind me is where the ceremony is going to be. So that's why I have the in the round setup over here to cover up some of the cords and to make travel a little easier for those with disabilities. I have my Defender. I've used this a bunch, but never really on camera. I do really like it. It's a bit expensive for what it is, though. $150 is ridiculous for that thing. Here's where the ceremony takes place, and it's just about time, so we only have time for one more thing, and you know what it is. It's time to level up. Let's go.
At this time, I would like to now announce the new couple. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Okay. For the first time, I would like to announce the new couple, Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Jones.
And now, everybody, it is time to introduce your wedding party. Bridesmaid Sarah Otterwood, escorted by groomsman Will Lipkowski. Bridesmaid Andrea Chavon, escorted by groomsman Jeff Paul. Matron of Honor Holly Novacek, escorted by groomsman Corey Farr. Maid of Honor Sarah Wilson, escorted by best man Devin McGinnis. Your newlyweds, please give it up for Mr. and Mrs. Dan and Kristin Jones.
Because from what I've seen, marriage is a walk in the park, Jurassic Park. And I'm glad you have each other. To Kristin and Dan. More likely to be running late.
It's written on the sign out there.
We got a surprise coming up right now. That's a good time to have a surprise during your wedding, right?
words. I've been going through some crazy stuff these past couple weeks. Specifically, I'm moving. I'm staying in town, but I'm buying a house, which is really exciting, which is why my living room is a disaster, which is why I'm not filming there, and I haven't been able to for a couple weeks. So, Dan and Kristin's wedding. It went pretty well, I have to admit. Again, we had some issues with the COVID-19 stuff, not many people wearing masks. I was, most of the vendors were, Lee Speary was, and he was the photographer there, and I love working with Lee Speary, as I have mentioned many times in the past. Dan and Kristin had a really good time. The only thing that was a little bit strange was that they had the sparkler send-off about an hour and a half before the thing actually ended. Ergo, that last 90 minutes, nobody was really doing anything. People were just kind of hanging out at the bar, and it got really chilly, so a lot of people just up and left. The new stuff that I bought all worked great. The Chauvet Wash FX2 certainly did its job. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to do a side-by-side comparison with the one, even though I had them all there. One was in one direction, the other was in the other, completely different locations, but they worked out great. Those new uplights, you can barely tell a difference from the taller models, so I would say go with the shorter ones, and they definitely fit inside those cases that I used to use for the larger ones. The one big downside though is that giant case that I bought for the original uplighting that I had, the ADJ Element Hexes. Oh my goodness, that is so heavy. It's heavy and cumbersome, and it doesn't fit in my car all that well, which means I'm probably gonna have to get a bigger vehicle. I'm probably gonna have to buckle down and actually do it. A playlist is gonna be at the tail end of this video as always. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Torgo with Torgo Entertainment, and we'll see you with the next video. Take care.